Good morning, everybody. It's been a few weeks since my last video. Life has intervened, and I'm back here on Deer Lake. It's 6:45 on Tuesday morning, September 5th. I've got to go to work tomorrow, which is why I'm here instead of out in Abbotsford. So I'm just going to start with a wedding band and a worm and troll my way over that way. See what comes up. I'm only expecting to catch little bitty fish again, but it's the first time out on the lake in a couple of weeks, so I don't expect a lot. So we're going to use this one. So I'm not going to make another 2.5-hour video. That was silly, but it was fun to watch. It was a very busy day. This is the first day on this lake when there's no canoe rentals during the day. It's the day after Labor Day. The canoe rental place is closed except on weekends. So it should be nice and quiet here today. So I'll be back. Got my sonar going. We're like in super shallow water. It's just under 2 feet deep. It's supposed to be like this today. It's not cold. The water's quite cool, cooler than it was. The water was 74 degrees last time I was here. It's 67 now, so it's gone down quite a bit. There's coots and mallards, a few geese, and no people. Talk to you later. Alright, so my first catch of the day is actually a Budweiser can. Floating along, minding its own business. Morons. Alright. Carry on. First action. Probably little sunfish. Yeah. Little thieves. They like to steal everything right off the hook. Oh, back on the feet. Okay, put a new worm on, cast it out, and it promptly disappeared. It's gonna be one of those days. I think I'm gonna feed a lot of fish today. So you either stripped it off or I scared him away. Alright, so lots of bobber. Bobber, bouncy, 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 bobber, bob. But they're just tugging on the worm as opposed to just swallowing the hook. It may be the hook's too big for the little fish, but I don't know, I should change it up to a smaller hook. Is that a word? They weren't going to be quite as active, but they are. And the other one here, the teeny light, I have a pumpkin seed, 1-inch pumpkin seed curly tail on a trout magnet jig head. Liberally dosed with lunker lotion. So live versus rubber. I think live's gonna win. Smaller hook, cast it out. Took less than 30 seconds for the bobber to disappear. There we go. Now we got him. First fish. And we have, what do we have? We have a little green sunfish, which I'm not surprised at all. This is probably the most common fish I'm going to catch in this lake. Hold still. I don't want to get spined. There we go. Get out of there. There we go. First fish, 10 after 8. Just over an hour. I had to get close to the edge. There's no fish out in the middle that want this stuff. So, very pretty little glinting in the sun. Bye-bye. Even let me keep my worm. Where's the other one? There it is. Alright, that's enough of that. Back up we go. And another one. It's been a while. It's only 2 so far. Another sunfish. Ooh, they're actually getting bigger. But so far, worms, real worms, are out fishing rubber 2-0. Another very nice little green sunfish. There's lots of them in this lake. It'll probably be, like I think I said this earlier, this is going to be the common catch. So, away you go. Time for another suitable sacrifice. Yeah. Third fish. Got another one. Probably another sunfish. And again, it came on. Yep, live bait, worm on the ultralight. Okay. My other one out there has got half of a fake worm and half of a real worm on it. Something grabbed it and just dragged it under, but before I was able to. Number 3. Do anything, it spit it back out again. Technically the water's 18.5 feet deep. Look at all the fish. Holy cow. I don't know if you can see that. But there's a huge school of fish cruising right under the boat, anywhere between 9 and 11 feet deep. Just the worm is still alive. And chuck it back out. Right, more if it happens. So more bobber action. I forgot to turn the camera off, so long, dull interlude. Sunfish are actually quite active. I've still got the same worm on. Bounce, 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 bounce. Not a lot of dangling bits that they can grab, so they have to work their way around the hook. Well, he's really giving a good workout. Nope. Too much slack in my line. Oh, later. New worm, cast it out, lands in the water, starts moving. It's the story of my fishing day here. And then they give it a few tugs, hard pulls, and they've got a worm for breakfast. Alright, more later. They just insist on picking the worm off the hook and not actually swallowing the whole thing and committing to the bite. Crazy little fish. Again, fresh worm hits the water, bobber disappears like that. And with that much activity, we should check and make sure there's still a worm on the end. Yep, still there. Slides down the hook though. Torn to pieces with those aggressive little fishes. So we'll just hook him a little further so there's less danglies. There we go. Alright. Cast it out. Lands in the water. And does nothing because I got the camera on. Turn the camera off. So I guess it all depends on exactly where you put it in the lake. Because nothing was happening where it was, so I pulled it out. There we go. And then we hook up a fish. And put it in a different spot. And boom. And this time, we got a bass. Yay, species number 2. There we go. Oh, he really hooked that up into the roof of his mouth, so I don't think anybody needs to see this. But, there we go. Little 6-inch largemouth bass. Species number 2. Bye-bye. Alright, something else is playing with the poor torn up real worm. Oh, but I'm all tangled up here. Sorry about that. There we go. Nothing serious though. So I've gone double live night crawler. I got one small one in about 3 feet of water, and I got a bigger one out there in 8 or 12 or 14 feet of water. According to the fish finder, there are dozens of fish right under the boat, anywhere from 2 to 13 feet down. So we'll see what happens. I brought lots of night crawlers this time. I got 48, 2 packages. So. Let's see what happens. Alright. As soon as you look away from it, something happens. Somebody grabbed it, hauled it into the water sideways. I'm sure they probably pulled a big chunk of the worm off. They're good at that. Nothing happening out there. Let's bring this in and have a look at it. Maybe we'll move a little further down the lake. Yep, took 99% of the worm off the hook. It was a skinny worm. I put the whole worm on the hook. Still alive though. Resisting hookage. Get on there. There we go. Alright, let's put this thing out there one more time. One little itty bitty piece of worm. And we'll see what happens. Big one's getting action. Finally. Imagine you probably just pulled a big chunk of the worm off. It's a big hook, so. Catfish, carp, sunfish or bass, I don't care. I'd even be happy with a trout, but it's too warm for them. So that bobber is actually working quite nicely. Still working it over. Pause. Alright, big ones took off with something. Cast it out and it promptly disappeared. So let's see what we got. Big fish. Biggest fish so far. Catfish. Bullhead catfish. Third species. Yay! Nice fish. Actually, quite nice fish. I need the lip grippers for this. I just need to find them. Oh, for crying out loud. Nope, not in there. Well, eventually, I will find somewhere to put everything where I can still get at it. I have all the toys. I just have no idea where the toys are. I keep moving them from one spot to another. Knife. No, no, no. These things have got big spines on them, so I don't actually want to hold him. Aha. There they are. That's what I was looking for. Here are you. There we go. See, he's hooked right through the side of the mouth. There we go. He's got spines on his fins. So, there's species number 3. This is sort of what I'm after. Other stuff, he's not big enough to keep. Besides, I wouldn't eat him anyway. I'll eat farmed catfish, but I won't eat wild caught. Hold still. It's a bait holder hook, so there's lots of little barbs on it. Hold still. It only hurts more if you twitch. Wow, he really hooked himself. There we go. Have to retie the hook. But that's okay, I can live with that. Hold still. Get it out of your little eyeball. There we go. Got the hook out. Not a lot of people like catfish. I mean, they're not going to eat it. There's no point. But they're not bad fish. They fight and fought well. Fed him a nice big fat worm. And off we go. Fish number 5. Now I gotta tie the hook back on. So nothing on the little one. Yeah, I think we got another catfish, judging from the way it was behaving. Finally got one. This is the first fish in a couple of hours. No, it's another frickin' little sunfish. Annoying little things they are. But hey, it's a fish. It's the first fish I've had in almost 4 hours. And he swallowed that good. Alright, so I'm not going to video this because it might end up not being a live fish. But for this sunfish, that's fish number 5. Actually, it's fish number 6. Got 4 sunfish, a bass, and a catfish. So, there we go. Well, I just turned around to look for my bobber and it was gone. Because there's a fish on the end of it. Oh, wow. And it's another silly, aggressive little sunfish. So that's fish number 7 on the day. This one brought salad with him. And another one inhaled the hook. Darn it. Anyway, there we go. Glinting in the sun. Cool. Another one. This one is the line just sank. And of course it crossed up with my other one line. Stand up, I don't like standing up in the boat. Get off, there we go. Trouble with the wind. There's another one. So they seem to be about 7 feet down. 6 or 7 feet. Shit. I don't like... The wind here is really screamingly annoying. Because it blows from 364 different directions in the space of 10 minutes. You never know what direction it's going to come from. There we go. That's fish number 8. Another beautiful little sunfish. Gorgeous colors. And over the side. Bing! Gone. And let's get ourselves squared away. So, I'm just going to have a little fun here, right off the side of the boat. Just drop the worm down. And he's swarmed by sunfish. You can actually watch him hit the fish. I mean, you can... Whoa, there we go. Now that's the biggest sunfish I've caught so far today. And I watched him do it. Nice little fish. Of course, on the ultralight rod, it's a lot of fun. That's not going to work. Get off of there. Get. There we go. Fish number 9. And this one I sight fished. I watched him hit it. Fun stuff. Oops. Boom, he's gone. Fun stuff. A little bit of worm left. Let's try that again. I think the other one's probably got no worm on it at all. So the weapons of choice today, oh, there we go. Oh, just didn't quite commit. This one that I'm using right now, this is a Bass Pro Shop Weapon Stick. Actually, no, this is my Shakespeare Ugly Stick Elite graphite. This is a medium action 7-foot rod. It's got a Okuma Rocks 20 on it with a 15-pound braid. And at the end of the 4-pound monofilament leader is, I think it's a size 4 bait holder hook with a live worm on it. That's about it. It seems to be the thing that works the best around here. The other rod, which is floating out there right now with a bobber on the end, is a Bass Pro Shop Weapon Stick 5-foot 6-inch ultralight 2-piece, also with an Okuma reel. This is an Okuma ALS 30. It's loaded with 8-pound braid. And again with a size 4, I think it's a size 4, bait holder hook and a worm. Of course this one's naked. The fish have stripped it clean. We'll have to do another worm. But anyway, this is fun, just right off the side of the boat. Yep, need new worms, or later. So I've done the same thing with the ultralight that I was doing with the ugly stick. Right off the side of the boat, down about 6 feet. And it was down there less than 10 seconds before somebody started yanking on it. Here it goes again. And that didn't take long. Boom, boom, gone. Alright. Okay, this is actually quite enjoyable. So I've cut the big worm into thirds. So I get 3 times as much use out of it on the small hooks with these little itty bitty fish. And this one we put out a little further. Like there. There we go, fish on. Another sunfish. These are getting good size. These are impressive little fish. You see the spines, which is why I use a towel to hold on to them. And because it's so quick, they don't choke it down. Number 10. And I've got about an hour to go before I have to head out. So. That all tangled up. So we'll just keep going. 11. Let's sit here and catch sunfish all day. I just do this for fun. It's like the guys in the south that catch bass. That's all I catch. It's just bass and bass and bass and bass, or crappie and bass, or bluegills and sunfish, and they just catch them and put them back and catch them and put them back. Which is what I'm doing. Now I need another worm. Cool. It's 11. Number 12. Another sunfish. I'm just drifting with the wind on my way back to the shore to pack up and go home. And unfortunately, the wind on this lake comes from 365 different directions. Yes, there are only 360 points on the compass. This place manages to find at least 2 more, maybe 5 or 6 different directions. Another sunfish. Lots of those. I'm just literally drifting in shallows. It's between 5.5 and 6 feet deep with a lot of weed. So I'm just cruising across the top of the weeds. And the fish just follow along and attack it. That guy almost pulled the rod into the water. He hit it so hard. Around about 4 feet deep. And I'm going to run one on either side of the boat. Didn't realize the camera was still on. But it's just a little toss. Let it sink down to the bobber stop. And then just plug along. Well, it's 10 to 4, Tuesday, September the 5th. I caught 11 fish today. I've been out here since 7. It's always so neat when I put it in the water, and it's always a disaster when I take it out. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm not sure when the next one's going to be. It depends on the weather and personal life and stuff. So, hope everybody enjoyed it. I know it's the same fish over and over and over again, but it's fun and I'm out. I'm not sitting at home staring at my computer. So, stay safe. Wear your life jacket. I'll see you on the lake.